everyone. So this video is going to be a review of your Topic 16 practice test. So if you don't have your book, please go get it. And we're working on page 887 and 888. So once you have it, please open to those pages and we're going to review them. Okay. Now that you have your math book, please open to page 887. It wasn't very long, so hopefully it won't take us very long. If you have any questions while you're going, please feel free to message me on Classcraft or write me an email or to ask someone in your house for help. We want to make sure you guys understand this before we take our test. Okay, number 1. What is the perimeter of a hexagon if all sides are 6 feet? Well, to do that, the first thing you need to know is a hexagon has 6 sides, okay? So if all of the sides are 6 feet, that's telling us that we're going to have 6 sides with 6 feet. And so all we have to do is we can do 6 times 6 to find the perimeter. Now, you can also do 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, but if you know your 6's facts, which hopefully you do, 6 times 6 would be 36. So the perimeter of a hexagon with 6 feet on each side would be 36 feet. Remember, we don't put square on a perimeter, so it's just going to be 36 feet. Okay, number 2. Robert's tile design is shown below. Draw another tile design that has the same area as Robert's design and a different perimeter from Robert's design. So there are a lot of shapes that you could have drawn. I would have drawn probably just a rectangle because it probably would have been the easiest one to do. So as long as your area is the same as his. So if you counted the squares inside, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So your area needed to be 14 squares. And then you needed to have a different perimeter, okay? So what I drew was 2 on the left and right, and then 7 on the top and bottom, because 7 times 2 is 14. So that would give us the same area as the one at the top, which was Robert's design. So there are other answers you could have had. That's just the one I chose, was a 2x7 rectangle. So if you have something different and you want to make sure if it's right, feel free to send me a picture of it or ask someone in your house. Okay, number 3. Della drew a rectangle with a perimeter of 34 centimeters. So that's important. We want to circle it or underline it. She labeled one side 7 centimeters, but she forgot to label the other side. Write a number in the box to show the missing side length. Okay, so we have to find out what this rectangle would be if we added up all the sides, and we have to get 34. Well, we need to use prior knowledge, right? What do we know about rectangles? Well, we know that on a rectangle, the left and the right are going to be the same measurement. So if the left is 7, the right has to be 7 also. So that tells us that the perimeter we have so far is 7 plus 7. So that equals 14. So now what we can do is we can say, all right, I need to take 14 out of the total. So we take 34 centimeters minus 14, and that gives us 20. Now that we have 20 centimeters, we know that the top and the bottom have to also be equal. So what we have to do is we have 20 centimeters left. We need to divide it by 2 because it has to be equal. And we know that 20 divided by 2 is 10. So what you're going to fill in the box is 10 centimeters, okay? You could always check your answer. 7, 7, 10, 10, and you're going to get 34 centimeters as your total, and that's correct. Okay, number 4. Mrs. Gee has 24 carpet squares. How should she arrange them so that she has the smallest perimeter? Okay, well, all you would have to do is figure out what the perimeter of each one of these would be. So, for instance, for A, you would add up 12 plus 12 plus 2 plus 2. For B, you would add up 1 plus 1 plus 24 plus 24. For C, you would do 8 plus 8 plus 3 plus 3. And then for D, you would do 4 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6. Now, here's a hint. If there's a square that can be made, that's always going to be the smallest perimeter, okay? Now, none of these are a square because it's not 5 times 5, right, with the same number. But we can look at it and see which one of these would be the closest to a square. So we know that the closest to a square would be the 4 by 6 because they're almost the same. There's only a difference of 2. Now, you could have done it that way and known that the answer was D, 4 by 6, because it's the closest to a square. Or you could have done it, like I said, and solved each one and figured out which one is the smallest, and you still would have figured out that the answer is D. Number 5, Eugene's garden design is shown below. Do any of the shapes below have a different area from Eugene's design and the same perimeter? So what you needed to do was to look at Eugene's garden and figure out what is the area and what is the perimeter. So if we look at the area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have an area of 10, okay? We then need to figure out what the perimeter is. So we're going to count the outside sides of the squares, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So the perimeter is 18, and the area is, I already forgot, 10. So we now need to look to see if these have a different area, okay? And then it has to be the same perimeter. So then what you would do is you would figure out the area of each one of the shapes, you'd figure out the perimeter of each one of the shapes, and then you would see if they fit what the problem is asking you to do. So the answer to 5A was no. The answer to 5B was no. The answer to 5C was no. And the answer to 5D was yes. Okay? If you have any questions about any of those, let me know and I can help you walk through how you would solve it. But the answer is no, 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 yes. Okay. Next page, page 888. Number 6. The perimeter of the polygon is 24 feet. Okay, so we know all the sides add up to 24 feet. What is the missing side length? So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add all of them up and then subtract it by 24, or do 24 times 3 and then that answer minus 1 and then that answer minus 6. It's completely up to you how you want to do it. I can add faster than I can subtract, so I like to add them all up and then do one subtraction instead of doing all of those subtracting problems, but it's completely up to you. So what I would do is I would say, okay, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 6 is 10, 10 plus 6 is 16, plus 1 is 17, plus 3 is 20. So if I know the total, the perimeter is 24, and so far we have 20. 24 minus 20 equals 4. So we know the missing side length is A, 4 feet. Now, if you did it a different way and you did 24 minus 3 is 21, 21 minus 1 is 20, 20 minus 6 is 14, and did it that way, that's totally fine. You're still going to get the answer is A, 4 feet. Number 7. Ms. Kent measures the perimeter of a common shape. One of the sides is 7 centimeters, and the perimeter is 21 centimeters. If all the sides are the same, what shape does she measure? So if we know that all the sides are going to be the same, okay, they're going to be equal, and we know 1 is 7, we know they're all going to be 7. So now we have to figure out if the perimeter is 21, how many times does 7 go into that? So we have to do either repeated subtraction or we have to do division. So I'm going to do division because it's quicker. If you don't know your division facts, unfortunately, you might have had to do repeated subtraction. 21 divided by 7 is 3. So what that means is we know we're going to have 3 sides of 7. So that tells me 3 sides has to be a triangle. So 1, 2, 3, right? 7, 7, 7, and that would give you 21. Now, if you wrote triangle, that's great. If you knew that means that it has to be an equilateral triangle, that's even better, okay? Remember that equilateral means equal sides, okay? So technically, it has to be an equilateral triangle, but if you wrote triangle, that's great. I'm happy with that. Number 8, choose all of the statements that are true about the figures below. Okay, so the first thing I recommend doing for this one is to figure out the perimeter and the area for each one of your shapes. So for instance, for the yellow square, we know that the perimeter would be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, or 4 times 4, and that would give us 16. And then we also know that the area is one side times the other side, and so we would get 4 times 4 is 16. So for the yellow shape, the area and the perimeter are actually the same, which is kind of cool. For that purplish rectangle, we can do the area is length times width, so 8 times 2 equals 16. And then if we do the perimeter, we're going to do 2 plus 2 plus 8 plus 8. Well, 8 plus 2 is 10, so we can do 10 plus 10 is 20. So that's perimeter is 20. So then we have to look at the bottom at all the statements and see which ones are true. So the first one says the shapes have different perimeters. Well, that is true, so we're going to color that one in. The second one, the shapes have the same perimeter. Well, if we already said they have different perimeters, they can't have the same perimeter, so we're going to leave that one blank. The third one says the shapes have different areas. Well, that's not true, so we're going to leave it blank. The shapes have the same area. And so we're going to do, we know 8 times 2 is 16, and we know 4 times 4 is 16. Those are the same. So we do need to color that one in. The shapes have the same area. The last one says the square has a greater area than the rectangle. Well, if they're the same, one can't be greater than the other, so that one is not true. So the two statements that are true are the shapes have different perimeters. One was 16, one was 20. And the shapes have the same area because they both had an area of 16 square centimeters. All right, number 9. Mandy's trapezoid-shaped garden, all right, so we know a trapezoid is quadrilateral, so 4 sides, has a perimeter of 42 feet. She knows the length of 3 sides, 8 feet, 8 feet, and 16 feet. What is the length of the 4th side? So what we know about a trapezoid is that it has 4 sides. So we know we're missing 1 side. So what we can do, again, is you can either do 3 subtraction problems or you can do 1 addition problem and then subtract it. So if I say to myself, okay, 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 16 is 32. So if I know that I already have 32 feet, but I need to get to 42 feet, 42 minus 32 equals 10. So number 9 is 10 feet. Number 10, Pepper's dog pen is shown below. Part A, find the perimeter and area of the dog pen. Okay, well, we know area equals length times width, so we have our measurements of 4 meters and 6 meters. So to find the area, we would do 4 meters times 6 meters, and we would get 24 square meters is the area. For perimeter, we're going to add up all the sides. So we know on a rectangle, side, left and right, side to side, right? They're going to be equal. So we're going to have 6 and 6. Top and bottom are equal. So if this one's 4, this one's 4. So 6 plus 4 is 10. And then we would have another 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. So the perimeter is 20 meters. Okay? Part B, could a square with whole number side lengths have the same perimeter as the dog pen? The same area. Explain. So, in other words, we're trying to find, if all the side lengths were equal, could we have an area of 24? In other words, is any number times itself going to be 24? Well, we can go through and think about it. So, if we have 3 times 3, that would equal 9. If we have 4 times 4, that would equal 16. If we have 5 times 5, that's going to equal 25. So nothing times itself is 24. So we could have a square with the same perimeter, because if we do 20 divided by 4, it would equal 5. So we could have a square with the perimeter of 20 if the sides were 5. But we can't have a square with the same area because no number times itself is going to give us 24. Or no whole number is going to give us 24. So, your answer doesn't have to be exactly like mine, but you had to answer about same perimeter and same area. So it was yes for same perimeter, no for same area, and then you had to explain how you knew that. Number 11, Max found the perimeter of a square with a side length of 24 inches. What is the perimeter? Okay, so we know, what do we know about a square? We know all the sides are equal. We know there are 4 sides. So if one of them is 24 inches, we would have 24 plus 24 plus 24 plus 24. Now, if you know how to do 24 times 4, you could solve it that way. but that's more like 4th grade math, so a lot of you probably aren't there yet. So then what you would do is you would do 24 plus 24 and get 48, plus another 24, plus another 24, and you get 96. So the answer should be D, 96 inches. Now, if you have any questions about any of these, please let me know. I'm happy to help. Message me, send me a picture on Classcraft if you want me to actually look at one of the ones you did. And you also can ask someone in your house if you got one wrong and didn't understand how I explained it. Once you're done checking your Topic 16 reteaching and your Topic 16 practice test, I am going to post your Topic 16 test on Pearson. So let me know if for some reason you can't get to it or you don't see it, or if you have any questions, I'm happy to help. And I just ask that you're done with it by next Tuesday so that I can do grades. So I hope that everyone is doing well. I miss you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.